I believe over the next 24 months, it would certainly be in our best interest to have experts in explosives handling come through the airport and give me a pre-assessment. And so I wanted to know what it cost to have access to the people in the organization that did that. I have no intention of spending this money. I told them, when the people came down from Utah and met with me, it was, what would these services likely cost? Can we buy them by the drink? A T&M contract with your company, so somebody could come down and spend a day or two, do a site survey, give me a report where I have something more than just, I think we're doing everything right. It's a separate set of eyes. And they actually do this. They perform this service for the federal government at several federal rocket ranges at the Cape, Alaska, and other places. One of which had a sizable mishap at the Alaska test range a couple weeks ago, which was a command destruct. And you know, these ranges plan for this kind of stuff. I want to be on the front end of this. I don't think anybody in our staff or anybody in our team has experts in certain types of handling and writing policy for how some of these larger components could be moved around the airport. And I just want somebody to come in and take a look at our overall safety posture. We did that once before in 2007, and it turned out it was a very valuable week's worth of time. So anyway, they're going to provide me a formal proposal. This is the prep to that. I don't think we have any action taken today. We're not going to spend any money today. I haven't identified where I'm going to get the money because this is not something I budgeted for last year, but I know it's an emerging requirement over the next 12 to 24 months. And I just want to let you know that this is coming. I intend to bring it to you, and I know you've given me certain authorities, but I just want to let you know what I'm teeing up for the future. I think it's good business, and you may have some questions or comments. I know you have a lot of expertise at the panel, your board of directors. If you have something you want to think about, a good idea, bad idea, I think it's a good idea, and I think the timing's right. And I'd want to do it at this point rather than wait until operations start, and you never know.
So it's not a business item we need to take any action on at this point?
It's info at this point. I don't have anything hard and fast. I have a letter of interest, and I've met with this team. I do have some authorities. I did tell them when they bring, I want to meet their guru who does this, and I'm going to pay for that. And I have the authority to buy that by the drink, pay for a trip down here from Salt Lake, or if I happen to be in the area, I'm going to meet with them. I want them to come down and drive around with and see from my eyes what we do, and I want to hear from them. And then I want to get a sense for what would it take to get a third person professional opinion, a person who does this for a living, of how we operate, things we ought to consider. When we do things in certain areas, should we limit other things in the neighborhood? Whatever comes to mind, I just want to hear from them. I think we're doing things right. I just want a secondary validation. Make sense?
I think it's a fantastic idea.
Okay.
I just want to add on to the having ADK come here. Sounds like an ounce of prevention worth a pound of cure. I think it's a good idea. Where we are now with all of our space programs, that sounds good to me. And there may be other companies, but just having somebody come in sounds good. Anyway, just my 2 cents worth. Plain Crazy Saturday is this coming Saturday. We have a young man, Andrew Bingham, is going to tell us about the Mars rover Curiosity that he worked on when he worked at JPL. He is now at Innovative Space Propulsion Systems, and they are working on the little engine that Firestar had first developed, and he's the project engineer. But he's a great young man. You know, I tend to call them kids, and they're not. in their minds. But when you're as old as I am, they are. But he has helped over at Mojave High with the engineering program. He's just so willing to share his knowledge and his enthusiasm for what's happening today. And to think this rover is going around on Mars is pretty outstanding. I can hardly wait till we get people on Mars. Also, that's this Saturday, the 20th. October 4th, we have a Plane Crazy 2 at California City Municipal Airport. And X-Corps Aerospace is going to have a presentation. And their motto or tagline right now is Explorers Wanted. And I'm inviting everybody to come and hear about the X-Corps Links program and their spacecraft and what lies ahead for the future of space travelers. The Dawn's Early Light will have balloons at dawn. His name just happens to be Don, D-O-N. But he's offering $100 a person ride, which is down from $150. But you have to call and make a reservation. Also, the California City Radio Control Model Club will be having displays, flight demonstrations. And this, you know, you'd think, oh, that's a big airplane. No, well, it's a pretty big model. And Bill Deaver took this picture. I thought it was really cool. And then Barbara Schultz will be there having a book signing with all of her books. So I think it's turning into a pretty big deal to have it at Cal City Airport. And I believe that it's always been the perfect airport for sport aviation. Now, some people disagree with me, but it's in the perfect location for gliders and balloons and all the, you know, fun stuff like that. And as much as people want to do all of that here, it's a little conflicting with space programs and the research and development that we do. So Cal City's just down the road, and they've got a beautiful airport. People need to use it, just my opinion. And Joanne knows, she had a glider business there many years ago. So it's a great airport. So thank you very much.
It was extended by 1 year is up, and the new chairman is Frank DeBello. And Frank hosted a NASA press conference a little earlier this afternoon, about an hour and 20 minutes ago, where NASA announced that Boeing and SpaceX were the winners of the commercial crew program. So the next American astronauts to go to station will do so on either Boeing or SpaceX. And I believe the number is, did I get it right, John, was 6.4 billion total?
That's what I heard, 6.4 and 2.4. 2.6. Do you have that?
2.6 for SpaceX and 4.2 for Boeing.
Why did they, what was the difference in the awards, did they say? I didn't hear any dialogue beyond that.
I didn't see
They
any detail.
didn't say, but the Dragon, SpaceX has developed the Dragon under previous
That's
NASA
right.
contracts. So
CCI count.
I think it's further along than where Boeing is, so that's probably the difference.
Anyway, that's, it's always encouraging when the down select has two emerging pure commercial firms in the competition for multiple awards. So the commercial industry was a winner today. Unfortunately, there's always an outlier, and I'm really unfortunate Sierra Nevada. But I was with Mark last week, and he's very bullish on the future, with or without a commercial crew. I lost my wager. We have a little internal office wager on the date.
Oh.
And mine was September 9th, so I lost already.
Oh,
Who's
yeah.
still in the running, Carrie?
Who's that?
Oh,
We only have
no,
like
it's
3 or 4
Todd still in
left.
the,
I thought the
Kevin's
full
still in the
moon would
running.
do it. It didn't.
I know.
Uh, We had a major water break 2 weeks ago. We called in an outside company out of Bakersfield. We needed help. They were here within hours, brought the cavalry in over the next several days. We had to replace 4 valves, large valves, on the airport, and actually 2 water repairs as a result of that. I don't know the number, but I authorized that, and I expect it's gonna be north of $30,000. And that's within my authority to make emergency repair decisions. The Hangar 100 lease agreement was approved, and that closed. That was what was reported by the CFO on the closeout of the FTA legacy, which was held in bankruptcy for a couple of years, and that's now behind us. We have a team working on moving a 12-inch water line approximately 1,000 feet from the north side of the facility down to the boneyard. So it's going to come off of our line, which is right here, and it's going to come down into the boneyard.
Good.
12-inch line. And so all those are positive things, and we haven't finalized that deal, but we will, and we'll report on the outcome of that at the next board meeting, I suspect. Staff, do we have any other comments? And isolating this problem, those valves actually were replacement valves that have come along in the last 40 years. So we were talking to the folks that do this for a living, and they said, not uncommon, where you have the high alkali content, you got to replace these valves on a replacement cycle. We have been replacing them as needed since I've been here for the last 12 years. We do a number of these every year. Some we just go and identify them. We proactively pull them out of the ground, replace them. What we usually do is wait till we have a break, and that's an opportunity to replace several at a time. You get the crew over here that knows how to do it. When we do it, it's like me putting up Christmas lights. It's about 12 trips to the hardware store just to put up Christmas lights. When you bring in the crew from out of town, we're pretty good at running backhoes and arms and legs, but these guys show up with the trucks, the valves, all the equipment. They don't waste any motion. All the way down to compacting the dirt around the new valves and doing it right. Wouldn't you agree with that, Harold?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's money saved doing it this way. And we actually talked to them this time about a program to get on a schedule they can actually test some of these critical placement valves. It's always an impact to some of the tenants. And Al will tell you, we went door to door and knocking on doors saying water's going to be down for, after 6 o'clock tonight, maybe as late as 10 o'clock or 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. We tried to do it those times of the day. We isolated it fairly succinctly to one section. There's a lot of water lines to this airport that go under hangars, unfortunately, and not a lot of consideration in the past was given to moving the water line before you put the new hangar in. So, right, Kevin? We have some facilities like that, but it's just part of doing business.
Yeah, my question, I guess, and you answered it, is do we need to take some sort of proactive, moving forward to kind of keep ahead of this?
It all comes down to money. We applied for and received an EDA grant. I think it was 2008. It was a 50-50, somebody help me, 80-20, 50-50 grant. So you come up with 50 cents, they match it with 50 cents, and we looped the new water system down the flight line and on taxiway B. We put $2.2 million in water lines out to the north. We've replaced a ton of water lines along Savovich Airport in valves and hydrants over the past years. But to answer your question, we have a combo system. We have a considerable amount of old transite and galvanized steel pipe in the ground, and we have some Schedule 40, Schedule 60 PVC pipe, 12-inch and 24-inch lines. It's a combo. It's always a bit of an Easter egg hunt, and that's why before Jose left, and he and Dave Russell have been given an assignment to take the old Marine Corps maps, merge them on a digital database with his CAD system of the new lines we put in, and where we have a working map of valves And I think we're close. I don't know if we'll ever be there just because too much time has passed, but we've been actively working it. We have a combo system. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And I think we have made some very measured but important decisions in the last 12 years on where to invest in water system. I don't know if you're ever fully there, but we have a water system. We're in the water delivery business. We've also proactively installed water meters at all the new construction since I've been here. I knew internally we're discussing that at some point in time it might make sense for the board to discuss whether we actually start invoicing for water service. Up to this point, we have chosen not to, but that can be a couple $100,000 a year hit to the district, and it's not getting any cheaper. And with some of the tenants, they use a lot of water. Incotech's one of those companies, use a lot of water in their processes. So, is it that characterize that about right? It's good business, but not all companies use water at all. Flush toilets and run sinks. Others use more. Any other questions?
Yeah, we were talking about putting it on the computer. You guys developed